Welcome back. Now, the Supreme Court has ruled that all criminal offences in the country's statute books must be bailable. The landmark decision is set to give alleged rapists, murderers, pirates, and armed robbers, among others, the opportunity to be given bail by the courts.
The highest court, by a 5-2 majority, declared Section 97, subsection 7 of the Criminal Procedure and Juvenile Justice Act, Act 30, unconstitutional and accordingly struck it out from the statutes. Consequent to the decision, all courts that have jurisdiction to try and hear cases such as murder, rape, treason, piracy, defilement, and narcotics will from Thursday, May 5, have the jurisdiction to grant bail in those cases. Prior to the decision by the court, such cases were deemed non-bailable, except in a few circumstances, such as when there is unreasonable delays in the trial or when the facts of the case do not support the charges. Thursday's ruling is likely to open the floodgate for accused persons whose cases are being tried and languishing in remand to initiate bail applications. The Supreme Court made the ruling in a case titled Martin Kpebu versus Attorney General, filed in February 2015.
Now let's go quickly on the telephone lines now and speak to Martin Kpebu, the lawyer who sent the case to the Supreme Court. He's joining us now on the telephone. Good evening, sir, and we're grateful you could join us.
Thank you. Good evening.
I know I had a very interesting conversation with you earlier on radio earlier this evening, but I need to ask you again for what your reaction is to this ruling. You must be pretty excited that the ruling came up.
Oh, definitely. Yes. This is a very, what would I say, momentous day for Ghana, that finally we've brought our law in line with international best practices. Because, I mean, you go to the advanced jurisdictions, okay? That is what the law is. Every offense is bailable. A man is innocent until proven guilty. So, with today's judgment, what it means is that as soon as an accused is arrested, even for murder, for rape, defilement, those offenses, and after a reasonable period of investigation, once the police have conducted investigations, he has to be granted bail. And if the police delay in the investigation, the court will grant the bail so that the police can continue. At least that's better than the previous situation where we're just leaving them to rot in cells till the end of the case. And I tell you, these cases take a long time to prosecute. Some murder cases, 6 years, 7 years. Last year, the Supreme Court had to order for compensation to be paid to a man who was kept in custody for 6 to 7 years. It turned out he was innocent. And there are a lot more of these other ones. You heard last 2 years, Francis Ejari, the one who was on remand for 14 years or so. I mean, I could go on and on and on.
Right.
So
I can imagine that.
Those cases will cost the state more money. So it's better we grant bail. If the case is completed and the person is guilty, then he goes to jail. That's it.
So I mean, regardless of what you're saying, there are those who might wonder whether this is significant at all. This actually struck out a 60-year-old law. So in justice delivery, how significant is it?
Oh, very, very, very significant. This is a watershed case. Ask any practicing lawyer, a lawyer who practices criminal law. They will tell you that is the most oppressive law on the statute books. I'll tell you. Because, look, that's all that. Somebody just makes an accusation of rape against you. You are arrested and you are kept in custody till the case is finished. That is not law. That is not law. The law is that a man is innocent until proven guilty. So you just need him for a week, a month, maybe at best 2 to 3 months maximum to conduct your investigation. You Google and see. We say we want to develop. If we want to develop, development is a natural for human rights must be the first form of development because development is about human beings. So if you don't put human rights at the center of development, you are doomed. Then that is no development at all. So by bringing this law in tandem with international best practices, we've done so well. Let's start with the human beings. I tell you what, you see, there should be no concerns that rapists and murderers will be let go. No. If you start them with rape and there's evidence, because you see him walking around on bail, there's every motivation to be a pain in the neck of the police and the attorney general. The relatives and the injured, the victims, will keep on making noise until the case is prosecuted. So there's enough incentive all around for the case to be prosecuted. So there is no fear that murderers and rapists are being allowed
will be allowed to roam free.
No.
Now, I know that the issue of congestion in prisons is a major issue, and there are instances where dockets have been pronounced missing and suspects have been held up in prison way beyond what is humanely acceptable. So do you think with this landmark ruling it will have any effect in helping reduce congestion and cutting out some of these challenges like missing dockets that I've just mentioned?
Exactly, yes. This judgment is going to have an impact because from what the judges have made clear, you just need the accused for investigation, and the investigations are not meant to last 6 months, 1 year. No. Well, even if some investigations will last that long, in the meantime, the person should be on bail after some initial period. So this is good. It will help to decongest the prisons. If you have evidence, the case will go on. If you don't have evidence, that is the end of it. You can't jail a person when you have not proved the case against him.
Right. Mr. Lawyer Martin Kpebu, we're grateful for your time. Thanks very much. Martin Kpebu is a lawyer who took the matter to court, and he successfully managed to strike out Section 96(7) of the Act 30, and which says that a court has a right to refuse to grant bail. The law in Section A says in case of a treason, subversion, murder, robbery, hijacking, piracy, rape and defilement or escape from lawful custody as amended by the Criminal Procedures Code, where a person is held for extradition to a foreign country. So these have been expunged from the law. That's good news according to Martin Kpebu. My name is Stephen Ante.